that is taking the Mikel. We are alive. We are back, John, and well, hello. It's been a while.
We are live, yeah.
We're back, and just to put something to bed, we're not running scared from Nicholas Jackson. He's not silenced us. He's not silenced John Obi Mikel.
No, hasn't. No, definitely not. No, we're alive.
It's just you've been busy, John. It's because you've had a lot going on.
Just been busy. Been around, and it's good to be back.
It is. You've been rubbing shoulders with the Illuminati of the footballing world. I saw you were at the Ballon d'Or. You were posing for photographs with Jorge Mendes, Chiqui Bergestein, George Weah was having a chat with you.
Yeah.
You bumped into Rafa Benitez. I saw. Is he going to be on the pod?
Rafa. I don't know. We didn't talk about it, but hopefully, yeah. I think. If I reach out to him, I think definitely he will have to be on the podcast.
How was the trip to Paris, though, George?
It was really good trip. It's good to be, obviously go to the Ballon d'Or and the ceremony and witness, the winners and celebrate with the winners, congratulate the winners, and be there when they lift the trophies, when they lift their awards, which is something pretty special. And of course. There was a bit of drama, leading up to it. I think a couple of hours before we went to the ceremony, there was a huge drama that nobody expected. But it was good to be there.
What have you made of that? Listen, I know, and we should say, Real Madrid were great with us when we were over there.
Exactly, they were amazing with us. Yeah,
Carlo opened his doors to his office,
yes.
But we can give an honest appraisal. It's not a good look for Real Madrid not being there.
No, it's definitely not a good look. Carlo was absolutely, the club in general were absolutely fantastic with us when we went to Spain. They opened the door. They were very, they gave us a very warm welcome and everything went smoothly. And we saw the players there, the staff, everybody was absolutely superb with us. But, you have to say, you have to be honest when you have to, I think what happened in the Ballon d'Or, I think, an hour or 2 hours before we went to the ceremony, we had the story that, the Real Madrid players contingent, they're not coming anymore. I think obviously the boss, Florentino Perez, has pulled the plane. He said this plane is not taking off.
And what Florentino says
stays.
Yes.
But it's not a good look for the club, for the players. I thought, it doesn't matter what happened. Those are very young players as well. When you look at it, Vinicius Juniors, Jude Bellingham, Carvajal is a bit older, but these are young players. They will still be in the game for 10, 15 years to come. So, you have to go over and you have to attend the ceremony. It doesn't matter what happened, whether you win it or you not. You have to be there. We all play football. And we're in this game whereby you don't have to win all the time. You win or you lose. At the end of the day, you have to shake hands with whoever's won and say, congratulations, you're the better man today. And tomorrow I'll be the better man. So for Real Madrid to not be in there to say, congratulations, Rodri. And we're not just talking about a player. I think they all deserved it. There is no one person that you can look at that whole category or that group and say, you are the standout winner.
100%.
So it was margin. It was I think it's come down to just little margins. Who clinched it, and I think Rodri did enough to win it. I think, in my opinion, he didn't. I've always said that my vote, Rodri will have my vote. So for me, I think he did enough to deserve to win it. He won the Premier League with City, and then he won obviously the Euros with Spain.
And not only that, John, and I agree wholeheartedly. What was it? 24 goals and 11 assists for Vinicius. A great season, but he didn't do much with Brazil at the Copa America.
No.
I know he scored in the Champions League final, and he did have a great season. I'm taking nothing away from him. But to your point, it wasn't cut and dry. There was no. We wouldn't look at it and say Vinicius is running away with it. No, that wasn't the case, because just like you said, he didn't do well in the Copa America. Brazil were absolutely shit. He was out of the tournament, so he didn't perform really well in the tournament. Okay, he played well in the Champions League, and I think did he score in the semifinals or the finals? Final Dortmund.
So exactly, but you can look at that and say, is that enough to win it over somebody who's led City in a 4 consecutive Premier League titles, and again has played a massive role in Spain winning the Euros. Yes, he came off injured in the finals, but you can say the same thing with Cristiano Ronaldo when Portugal won the Euros. He came off, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And Portugal won the Euros. And what happened the year he won the Ballon d'Or? So if people are making that excuses, look at that.
It's a great point, John.
Exactly.
It's a great point. And I think there's a couple of other things at play here. You look at City's recent form. First time they've lost 3 successive matches since April of 2018. That's 6.5 years since City last lost 3 successive games.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got injury problems, but it's not lost on me, and I don't think it's lost on you. Rodri is such a vital cog in that City machine.
This might be the Rodri podcast because I've sung praises of Rodri from day one. I've said it. He is the engine of that. He is the engine of that football club.
Yeah.
And Pep Guardiola have said it. City wouldn't have won as much as they won without Rodri. He is that important to that football club. Yes, everybody wax really about how amazing Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, Kevin De Bruyne is amazing, fantastic footballer. But if you take out the engine of that football club, the engine of that team, everything goes through Rodri. It's not just about, okay, maybe he doesn't give assists every game or something. But when you watch him play, when you watch him in that City side, everything goes through him. He plays the right pass at the right time. He's there to get the ball from the defenders at the right time. He's open, the way he receives the ball, the way he turns, the way he dictates the game, the way he plays the right pass at the right time. Every little things that I think the fans don't see. We see it. I see it because I played in the same position. It's so important in that position to have a player who's very good on the ball, calm on the ball, doesn't give it away, and of course comes up with the big goals. If he was there, if he was still here, these are the kind of games Rodri comes up with big goals, with important goals.
Yeah.
But he's not there. It just seems like, the engine is not oiled properly. Nothing is flowing like he used to. You know what I mean? Take him out of that City side. I've said it. They still have international players, but it's not the same.
And I think the other thing, and I just want to wrap up the Ballon d'Or chat. I know it's kind of old news in a lot of respects, but Real Madrid, an institution of world football.
Yeah.
Arguably, in fact, inarguably, I think we both agree.
The biggest club
in world football. Rodri's Spanish.
Except from Chelsea.
Man United once upon a time. Rodri's Spanish, John.
Yeah.
They're a Spanish institution. The disrespect, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
You can be unhappy, you can be disappointed, you can be angry. But I'm sorry, fly your contingent in. You still won Coach of the Year. You still won Club of the Year.
Yeah.
And one of your own.
One
Rodri,
of your own, exactly.
Spaniard is winning it.
Yeah.
It's not Messi winning it. It's not a Portuguese winning it. And even then, it wouldn't be acceptable. But you could kind of, don't say understand it, but you can maybe see the point of view. It's the fact it's one of their own, and you've not gone there and been respectful. I think it's small-minded. And what I would say, I thought Rodri's speech, you were there, John.
Yeah,
class
he spoke
act.
really
class act.
Class act. And it speaks volume of the guy, isn't it? A guy, a superstar, that doesn't need Instagram, no social media, nothing. Still a superstar.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he's gone up there, received the award, and spoke really, really well with class and dignity. He was there, and I was sitting there listening to him, the way he spoke, the way he congratulated everybody, and just went on about his business. And again, you just said it, one of their own, a Spaniard. Somebody who represented Spain in the Euros, fought for the country to win the Euros. And like you just said again as well, Real Madrid winning the team of the year, Carlo Ancelotti winning the manager of the year. So there's so much more that should have, that they could have gone there to celebrate. Not just Vini Jr. not winning the Ballon d'Or. Come on. I think that's, for me, again, we've said it, they were very, very nice to us. And, but, you have to call a spade a spade. When you have to say something, you have to say it. And I thought it was a little bit disrespectful. I think they should have been there. Like I said, these players are young players. They still have so many years, in their career to play. And again, those journalists who are going to vote, they will still vote next year. It's not like they're going to change them. They will still vote. So if you accept next season, Vini Jr. is running away from it. If he doesn't run away from it, he's not going to get the vote again because you've just disrespected somebody last season. And what makes you think next season those journalists are going to vote you?
Looking at Real Madrid's performance this season, John,
exactly.
I don't think Vinny Jr.
So for me, it was a mistake. I thought they should have been there. He should have come, shake hands with Rodri and say, congratulations, you were the better man this season. Next season, I'm going to make sure I beat you. And that's what Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi did for so many years. There was a few times where, they were both sitting side by side and one of them won it. And we're talking about Messi and Ronaldo. You know what I mean? But these are players, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, they were sitting side by side with each other. They went to the event.
They did.
Iniesta, Xavi, Karim Benzema, Lewandowski. These players went to those events knowing that they're not winning it. To disrespect such an award. Or Vinny Jr. But I'm just saying this, Real Madrid, again, for me, I thought they should have been there. They should have gone to the, to the award. I just think they're such young players. They should have shown respect to the award and to the winners. They should have been there.
It's been a tough old couple of weeks for Real Madrid, of course, beaten by Barcelona El Clasico, the Ballon d'Or controversy, beaten by AC Milan in the Champions League as well. It's not been good. We're talking Rodri, of course, the very best, and you've said it, in his position. I want to talk Chelsea now a little bit because Moises Caicedo, I think he's finally got his partner, Romeo Lavia. He started the last 3 Premier League games. The curious case of Enzo Fernandez. We're getting inundated on our social medias of people asking, I want to know John's thoughts on Enzo, want to know thoughts on Enzo. Simply put, they look better with a double pivot of Lavia and Caicedo.
No, it does. I mean, there's no much to this. Well, there's a lot to say there. I think one thing I need to give Maresca credit is, he made Fernandez captain start of the season, and I think we all sat here thinking,
what's he doing here?
What's he doing here? And again, a couple of weeks ago, he came out and said he needs more from. Did he say he needs more from Reece James? That Levi Colwill is the one acting like the captain right now. He needs more from Reece James. So for me, I think the partnership with Lavia and Caicedo is perfect. It looks there's a bit more solidity there. There's a bit more balance in the team, and both of them are very, very good with the ball as well, and they can cover ground, and that's what we need. Both of them are there to break up plays. Lavia is strong. He's good on the ball, technically very good, and can run around the pitch, can get about the pitch, and the same with Caicedo. So when you have those two sitting there, making sure that the team is solid, and of course give the freedom to the likes of Cole Palmer, Noni Madueke, and Neto, and all these players, Jackson, they don't have to really come back to defend that much because you have these two sitting there. So for me, the partnership is really, really good. And not just the partnership as well. So there is no unfairness here. If you look at the stats, when Fernandez is in the team and when he's not in the team, I think our winning ratio is much, much higher than when he's not playing. I think I saw the stat, was it last week? So there is no unfairness. The truth is there. Everybody can see it. So he needs to raise his performance if he wants to be in the team. And I'm sure Maresca has made it clear. And that's one thing I like about Maresca. It's not about the name. He made him captain and he was strong enough and bold enough to say, listen, I made you captain, but you're not performing here.
And those comments,
you have to sit down.
You're right, the Reece James comments raised an eyebrow.
Yeah.
Because, he's gone in, he's done it in a articulate way, but he's still gone in as captain to say he's a bit soft, not doing enough as a captain. You're not doing enough as a captain, yeah.
Levi Colwill is the one who's doing enough, who's, that little fire there, that Levi Colwill has, it's a little bit like, obviously, I'm not comparing with JT, but you can see there's something there growing a little bit. He's there always to stand by his players. When one of the players get tackled or trying to be bullied, he's always there. He's the first person to be there and say, "Oi, what are you doing?" So that's something that and his performances as well. Not just that, his performance has been fantastic. He's leading from the front, and that's what the manager said. He needs more from Reece, but obviously Reece has been out of the team for a long time. He's just coming back. He needs a bit of time. And I'm sure he will step up. He's the captain. He's a fantastic player. I've always said it, when he's fit. But we just need to keep him fit. And again, then his confidence will grow. And then we'll start to see him acting, behaving like the captain that we think he should.
I've seen Barcelona being linked with Enzo. I've seen Inter Milan in the last week or two, being linked with Enzo as well. Ultimately, John, Lavia and Caicedo, given their profile, given their age, if they are fit, are they your starting?
I think so. I think that everybody's. I think everybody will say if both of them are fit right now, they start.
They start.
Caicedo and Lavia start.
So what for Enzo?
So Enzo, for me, I just think sometimes, the Premier League is a tough league, isn't it?
Because you spent, what, 100
million? Yeah, but the Premier League is a tough league. Yeah, not everybody get used to the Premier League. People struggle, players struggle, people don't get used to it. And I think that's what's happening with Fernandes. He's struggling to find his feet in the Premier League.
Because what is he, John? Because this is an interesting one as well. And it's a bit of an odd comparison, but Paul Pogba. Yeah. When Paul Pogba came back to United, at Juventus, he had great success with Pirlo, Arturo Vidal, and Pogba. He was the left-hand side of a midfield three. At Chelsea, he's clearly not comfortable in a 2.
No.
He's not a 10.
He's not a 10.
So unless you're playing a 3 like Argentina do, I'm not sure what Enzo is. So I don't know how to get the best out of him, because Chelsea want to play the 4-2-3-1. Yeah. Palmer's your 10. That ain't changing. Yeah. Caicedo starts because he's your destroyer, and he's just
starts,
all action.
For me, he's the first name on the team sheet.
Right now, I'm with you. Yeah. Him and Cole, and maybe Nicholas Jackson. That's a conversation for later. There is no doubt, I look at Enzo, and he's a bit of a round peg, trying to fit him in a square hole. Does that make sense?
Exactly. You're trying to. I think the managers looked at a different way of trying to fit him in, but at the end of the day, you have to play who's fit. You have to play who's in better form. And right now, Latvia and Caicedo, for me, they fit really well. Their performances, both of them, they complement each other really well, and you can see the balance is there. So for Enzo, he needs to listen. We all go through patches whereby things are not working out well for you. It's about how does he come back? He needs to find a way to come back stronger. He needs to find a way to put himself back in the team. And that only comes with performances. Yeah. He needs to, every time he comes in, I still don't see enough to say, okay, he's going to start the next game. No, he comes in, he still does the same thing, basic things that we see.
Moments that are
exactly.
good,
but nothing really to say, I'm going to push, I'm going to make sure I push Caicedo out of the team or Latvia. He doesn't do that. So for me, he needs to find a way. I don't know how, but like you've rightly said, those two positions are where he can play.
Yeah.
He's not a 10. We know Cole Palmer is a 10, except he's drop. We don't want him injured, but if he gets injured, then maybe you say, okay, I'm going to play.
Exactly. Kunku as well.
But if those players are fit, I think it's Caicedo, Latvia, and Cole Palmer. So find a way of getting Fernandes into the team. Of course, he's a 100 million player. He's a big player for Argentina. He does well for Argentina when he plays. But sometimes the Premier League is tough. It's tough, mate. Big players come to the Premier League and don't settle. So it's not new when we see a player like Enzo not settling in the Premier League. So, the manager needs to find a way of getting him in the team. But if we are winning and we're playing well, then, there's no chance for that.
You've said big players sometimes fail to make it in the Premier League. I've got to ask, not about your Victor. I want to ask about another Viktor Gyökeres, the big Swede. 66 goals in 67 games for Sporting Lisbon.
Unbelievable.
23 and 17 this season after that hat-trick against City. Our followers on social media peppering us, John, telling you and me to shut up about Mr. Osimhen, to give the respect that Nicholas Jackson deserves. And listen, a quick word, Nicholas has been great. We're not, he's really, really kicked on, and we've always said that there's a project.
He's been great, but he hasn't set the wall on fire, but he's been great. Let's give him that.
There's a work in progress there.
There's a work in progress. You can see this improvement. So that is the part that I like. There is an improvement. You can see this improvement. He's playing better. He's when he has chances, he's trying to make sure he put them away. And that's what we've been saying, and that's what I've been saying. And my criticism is a very constructive criticism. I've said it from day one. There is a player there. He is a good player. But as a striker of such a massive football club like Chelsea, when you get 2-3 chances in a game,
the conversion rate,
you have to put at least one of them away.
So Gyökeres then, the big Swede, do you like him, John? Because a lot of people, and listen, I was about to say we all want what's best for Chelsea. I don't want what's best for Chelsea. Okay, I'm a United fan. That's your job. But Gyökeres, from what you see of him,
Yeah.
Could he make it in the Premier League? Could he make it at Chelsea?
Oh yeah, definitely. For me, he's a Premier League player. He's a player that suits the Premier League. He has every attributes to be a Premier League player. Strong, big, quick, above all, most importantly, goal scoring. He can score goals. And when you look at it as well, I think his goal scoring ratio is better than any striker right now in Europe. So there is no, you can see, the stats are there to back it up. And he's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, this guy, scoring 3 goals against City, you don't hear that often. A player scoring 3 goals against City. So for me, he's been absolutely fantastic. He looks a little bit like Haaland, doesn't he? And
he's got a physical. There's more of a presence.
Exactly, and I was surprised that not a lot of clubs went for him last season. Because his goal scoring ratio has been there from last season. It's not like he just started scoring goals this season. No, he's been doing that from last season.
He's had 3 in the Championship with Coventry City as well.
Exactly.
Of course, the story of him, brought up in Sweden, of course, came to English football, was on the books of Brighton.
Yeah,
Brighton didn't, for whatever reason, fancy him. In a couple of seasons with Coventry City under Mark Robbins, scored goals in the Championship.
Yeah.
Surprised that no Premier League club looked at him. He went to Sporting Lisbon. Hugo Viana, of course, who's taking up the director of football role at City from next season. It was he that said, listen, we'll spend 20 million plus on that young man. And he's repaid them in spades, 66 goals in 66
And imagine
games.
now, if the club goes into him.
70, 80. There's some suggestion that maybe they'll sell
100,
him. You reckon?
Yeah. How old is he now?
26.
26?
26, so he's a great age.
He's the right age.
He's the right age.
Well, I don't want to start another propaganda. Nicholas Jackson.
But you're not Viktor Gyökeres' agent, John. You're not his agent. It's
no,
one Victor.
I'm not his agent, no.
It's another.
But listen.
There's a position. There's a spot in that Chelsea squad for another striker.
We need another striker.
Yeah.
We need I've said it. For Nicholas Jackson to continue to get better, you need a competition.
Yeah.
We need another striker. And again, we need a striker, a top striker. Nicholas Jackson is doing the business right now. He's improving. We can see that there is an improvement there to get to that level, to become a top striker. But he needs competition. Sometimes you need somebody who can keep you on your toes. If you don't score a goal, he comes in, he bangs one or two in. And then you have to make sure that you score as well when you get back on the team. So we need the competition. And of course, if that's the player that the club will want to go for, obviously, if it's not Viktor Osimhen anymore, if it's Viktor Gyökeres, they're both Victor. So,
other than you losing your 10% cut, you'd be happy.
No, I don't mind that. For me,
I'm joking.
What I want is for the club to continue to get better, to get back to where we belong, to continue to be a big club. Playing the Europa League, Conference League is not where we belong. That's not us. That's not where we belong. We want to get back to the biggest competition in the world, which is the Champions League.
Yeah.
We want to be competing to win the Premier League. That's where we belong. And we can't achieve that with one striker. We need at least 2 top strikers who can do that. When I was at the team, Didier Drogba, Nicolas Anelka, Fernando Torres, these are strikers that came in.
It's ridiculous.
All what? To keep Didier Drogba on his toes. And he knew that. And that's what, when you look back today, that's what has made him the player that he is today. Because he knew if he start thinking, okay, I'm Didier Drogba, this is my... Yeah. No, the players, strikers like Anelka and Fernando Torres, they will put out a team. So that helped him to get better. And that's something that I think Nicholas Jackson needs. So if we're going to go for Gyökeres, I will definitely welcome it. I will definitely be happy. But I definitely think we need another top striker just to keep the competition healthy.
Watch the space on Viktor Gyökeres. I think it's only a matter of time before he leaves Sporting Lisbon.
Oh, he has to.
Yeah,
he has to. I don't see him there next season.
No, I think he's bound.
Do you think with his manager going now to United, you think he's going to be...
United
that's where he's going to be headed?
Can't keep spending. I'm not sure Man United have much more money.
Man United are not going to get... Listen, your club are not going to get back to where they belong. With no disrespect to Zexi and Højlund. They are not a top striker that will get Manchester United Football Club to where it is. Looking back at the striker that you have over the years, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Eric Cantona, and all these strikers.
Van Persie,
Tevez, Berbatov. Come on.
I know, John, you're making me weep. It's what you are. Højlund's young. There's a player there, Xerxes. never in a month of Tuesdays.
But I think
he's a stone overweight.
Yeah.
The lad is a stone overweight, and I will not have anyone tell me otherwise. He looks out of shape. He's not built for the Premier League. But that's a conversation for a different day. I want to ask about Frank Lampard, if I can, because Frank's doing a lot more in the media. I've seen a bit, though, written in the last few days.
Yeah.
A club that we talked about a few weeks back, Chelsea, went there and won. West Ham. Julian Lopetegui.
Yeah.
He's up against it. I mean, if they lose to Everton, he's done for, in my belief. West Ham look like a basket case.
Yeah, they do.
Awful.
Yeah, they do.
Against Nottingham Forest.
Awful.
Could Lampard go full circle? You know where I'm going with this?
My mate. No, I think it's about time he gets back, you know.
He's been linked with Roma as well as Frank.
Yeah.
He's got a bloody good agent.
He does. I mean, listen, not just only a fantastic player when he played. I think, listen, let's be honest, I think he's only been a manager for a short space of time. We can't really throw judge him down and say, okay, that's it. You know what I mean? I think he still deserves a chance because, you know, sometimes you learn when you're down. That's when you learn how to become a better person, a better manager. And I can see that from Frank. I think he's taking this time to actually evaluate a lot of things. How can he get better? How can he make sure next time he gets back in the dugout, he stays? You know, he does better. And because Frank's a smart guy. I know that. Frank is a very, very smart guy.
I was going to ask you that. You know, when you played with him, John, could you sense, he's got a great understanding of the game?
Yeah.
Would he be vocal in that, or was he quite...
No, Frank is not the most vocal guy. You know, he's somebody who likes to lead from the front with his performances. He's not a most vocal guy. Sometimes, you know, you don't really hear him on the pitch sometimes. But Frank was a player who led with his performances, and he just wants you to watch and follow. And as a manager, sometimes as well, when I look at him, that is probably my only criticism. I want him, when I watch him on the dugout, I want him to go, scream and shout. Maybe that's not his style. A lot of managers don't do that, but I want to see him. Not like a Pep Guardiola, not like a Jurgen Klopp, not like a Arne Slot. Because when you see these guys, they're always screaming. Arteta, it's like they're on the pitch. I want to see a little bit of that with Frank. You know what I mean? A little bit of that, screaming and shouting and kicking the ball as well, So I want to see that. So if he gets back, if it's West Ham, obviously he knows West Ham. He was a player there. He started from West Ham, and I'm sure the fans will welcome him really well.
I think by and large,
it's been a long time. It's been a long time. He left the club. Obviously, came to a rivalry club. Played for Chelsea, played for us, and of course, come on, it's been a long time. I think sometimes people just need to move on, and I'm sure if he goes back at the club, I'm sure the fans will give him a warm welcome. And at the end of the day, the club wants to succeed. If he comes there and start winning football matches, I think all that will be forgotten very, very quickly.
Yeah, watch this space. Julian Lopetegui, though, is absolutely under the pump, given his rather...
And he's had a lot of money to spend as well.
200 million.
200 million, which that's a lot.
I need time to bed in, but I'm not seeing... I know they beat United, jammy penalty as it was, but against Forest...
Talk about it. Do you think if David Moyes was still there, the club would give him that amount of money to spend? No, because they wanted to bring in their own manager and back the manager, and they've done that. So I don't think Julian Lopetegui has any excuses because the players that he's brought in are the players that he wanted.
And Lopetegui and West Ham, I don't know. There's something.
It doesn't work. No, it doesn't work
for me. But let's see.
So if Super Frank is coming, I'll be very, very pleased to see him back in the dugout because I think Frank is a fantastic guy, and not just that as well. Fantastic. I think there's every potential there that Frank will be a great manager. He just needs to figure out something. There's something there that Frank, and like I said, he's a smart guy, and I'm sure he's taking this time out to evaluate a lot of things. And hopefully, if he gets back now, he'll definitely get it right.